for me and Dave, well, the proof is in the pudding for you. We think meditation, discipline all day long can really, really speed up your manifestation, whatever it is you're trying to actually achieve. So Dave, it's been about a year now, hasn't it, since you had your, should we say, awakening?
Yeah. Yesterday,
yeah.
1 year anniversary, I would say.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, kind of 1 year anniversary yesterday. It was when I started writing things down, and it was the moment where I decided, okay, this is where I stopped drinking alcohol and started taking the process, the spiritual process, more seriously. Yeah. And it just took off from there. So
yeah, I mean, essentially, you have literally turned your life around, didn't you?
Yeah, man.
And it didn't take all that long for you to get into that process, did it? And it's all for the better what you've done. I mean, going back a year ago, my good friend Dave, you quit alcohol, smoking,
I
fitness
stopped
regime.
Yeah, I stopped smoking in May. August was when I decided, all right, I'm going to stop drinking, because I was just trying to clean myself. Yeah. And those things, they kind of hold you back, really, don't they? Because they stop you from being who you really are.
Entirely, yeah.
So, well, the smoking doesn't, but so much, but the drinking, especially when you got a hangover, how can you practice your meditation and your freezing cold showers when you're hungover? That was why I stopped it, because I couldn't continue doing my my processes like meditation and cold showers.
So what, before you got into this, what was your view on meditation and the spirituality, the spiritual path?
It wasn't my bag.
No, it wasn't your thing, was it?
No, it weren't my thing at all, mate, to be honest with you. It was, I used to just think, it's a load of rubbish. I'll be honest with you, that's what I used to think. And I used to see people doing yoga and things, and I was actually always interested by meditation. If I see people meditating and monks and things, I always thought, that's interesting, but it's a load of rubbish, And it's not until you actually research it and start doing it and take it seriously, you can see why people do it, man, because it's sensational.
100%. It's like a medicine, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we think that from our own personal experiences, if we're talking about manifestation here, that if you want to get to where you want to get, or you want to bring about what you want into your life, the best way is to get this thinking right. You've got to get a clear head, and it's been proven that meditation can help you with that, and we think daily practice will really, really, really speed things up. And not only that, you want to start living like that, and a meditation can really help you vibrate at that level. It's almost like a law of attraction, don't you think? Because when you start, if you're really happy, buzzy sort of person, if you walk into a room full of people, you're going to feed that energy off, aren't you?
Yeah.
And it's going to be reciprocal, and you're going to start noticing synchronicities, things coming into your life where you think it almost becomes effortless, doesn't it? Don't you think? When you get your head right and you're working towards the path.
When you get there, yeah. When you get to that stage, it takes a lot of time to get to that stage, but when you get to that stage, it does start to fall freely, like water going down a river. Yeah. It does. It starts to fall freely, and it's nice. It's a really nice feeling.
Yeah.
Obviously, it takes effort though. It takes discipline. You have to maintain it. You have to put in the effort, and but yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing, really.
Definitely. I can see on your face as well. Like you're always smiling. Dave was telling me before we come into the studio. He was like, at work, all the guys are like, "Oh, you're so happy all the time, and what is your secret? What's your secret?" And it's having an effect on other people, isn't it? You're around.
It's brilliant, yeah. And I do it because that's how I feel, This is my internal feeling, and I'm just sharing it with the world. And people are surprised. They're like, it's 8 o'clock in the morning, and you're full of beans, and I'm like, yeah, because I'm just happy to be alive, happy to be breathing, happy to be here, and happy to be sharing this time with you guys, with other energy. Yeah. And I feel like it's infectious. I feel like they can feel it, and when they give feedback and it makes them smile, it's like, well, it's working, isn't it? I'm doing my job. We're making other people happy.
It's a service, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice. It's really nice to hear that.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I guess it's a bit like, what they say about love, really. you can't truly love someone else until you can love yourself. And I personally think that works for everything in life, you know, no matter what you want. And yeah, like with manifestation, there are certain tips and techniques we're going to give you throughout this episode, and going forward fortnightly we're going to be doing these shows, and we'll choose a different topic every time. We've got lots of things to talk about, but for now we'll concentrate on manifestation. We'll try and give you some tips during meditation, other things you can do, disciplines as well, and then towards the last half of the show I'm going to do a live meditation, so you can join in with that, and hopefully you like it. Yeah. So what do you think was it that prompted your awakening? I mean, you weren't happy, right? Was it happiness or was it something else?
It was that, really. It was the fact that I just wasn't, don't know, you know, I knew there was something else out there. Yeah. And I just basically surrendered, and I was like, okay. And my ex-girlfriend at the time, she said, because I was talking to her about it, you know, we're still talking that, and she said, why don't you listen to this guy Joe Dispenza? And I was like, all right, you know what? I used to think it was all stupid, like I said. And then I was like, what have I got to lose? So I basically surrendered, and I watched this guy, Joe Dispenza, on YouTube, about an hour-long episode, and thought, oh, that's interesting. You know, he's making some interesting points here. Watched a little bit more. Do you remember I got Gaia? I downloaded Gaia. I was like, I need to watch more of this guy. Ended up watching his whole season of Rewired, and then, oh mate, it just went off from there. It just started. I just got more and more interested in the things that people had to say, and following other people's journeys, and just, yeah, it just took off. It just took off from there.
Joe Dispenza is like a doctor, he's a psychologist as well, isn't he? And
yeah,
he's into self-help, and it's about essentially reprogramming your brain. And I guess that in itself is part of manifesting what you want in life. You know, you don't have to. For a lot of people, especially me, like last year, when I finally broke out of that cycle, it's a cycle. You feel like you're trapped in this cycle, and if you're trying to give something up, if you're going for a better job, or you want to earn more money, or you want to move abroad, or you want to live in a certain place, you might be creating barriers, and like you might not be conscious of it, because the old 95% quote again, which I think we got from Joe Dispenza, was that, yeah, for about 95% of your day, 95% of your thinking is subconscious. So you're talking about subliminal programming that you've learned throughout the years, you know, up until, what is it, 35 they say.
I think it's 35, yeah.
You know, you'll concrete that. So you're going to concrete the neural pathways in your brain that connect. And when you're firing and wiring and doing the same thing every day, you're not trying to implement new disciplines or trying to do things to actually change and do what you want to do, you're going to keep firing them same neural pathways, and your brain will find it really easy to go to. So if you're trying to give up smoking, you know, that's why you want to smoke so much, because your brain associates that pleasure. Obviously the nicotine does have effects on your body physically, but also you're firing them same brain pathways. It's an easy route for you to take, right? It is hard trying to change, right? It's horrible. No one wants to do it.
It's not an easy process.
Yeah.
Because you have to put all your attention all the time.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you're constantly, and if you're not used to doing that, because you're used to spending all of your day, 95% of it in autopilot.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're like, okay, I'm taking control. I want to be thinking all the time. That's very difficult. That's very difficult to start off with.
Yeah. You're right. It's 95% is autopilot. So, excuse me. They say that only 5% of your thoughts are present. So you're actually conscious of what you're thinking. You can change or think about something, as opposed to, you know, recalling on old programs, or you could be thinking about something in the past. You know, they say anxiety is purely an emotion reserved for the future, because you're worrying about, oh, tomorrow I've got to do this, I've got this interview tomorrow, I've got to do this presentation or something else. And you know, you are affecting yourself today, but it's actually tomorrow it will be happening. And of course we all know what happens with overthinking and stuff like that. Another 95% quote here, 95% of all illness and disease usually manifests from stress. And you think about the anxiety that people live with today.
Yeah.
Worrying
about the future.
The rent.
Worrying about something that's not even happened yet.
Or
Could
the
never
past.
happen. Probably will never happen.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's a big one. That's a big one as well, isn't it? That is one of the big ones.
Yeah.
Spending a lot of your time thinking about the future, thinking about, and so many things don't actually transpire, do they?
No.
But
That's the most important thing as well. It's breaking through that talk and that negative self-talk and the chatter. And of course, what we're going to talk about is meditation, and that really does help when it comes to breaking through that barrier. And you're not automatically going into the thoughts that you'll have, oh, you know, poor little me, or oh, I'm not worthy of that, or I can't make a difference. You've got to break through that, and you've got to understand that, you know, this is influences you've had throughout your life, and this is a persona that you built. There's no reason why you can't break through that, and you can do the things you want to do, because what do you think the successful people do? A lot of them have had their own problems going through life, and they've had to do the same thing. And nothing is easy if you really want to achieve something. It's about discipline. And I know that you've got a lot of disciplines in your life now.
now I have, mate, yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, this is another thing that I manifested, isn't it? Really. Just putting my attention on myself and spending a lot of time every morning meditating. Every morning doing that is a discipline, but then I was meditating for happiness, and I've got it all the time.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people meditate for all different things, money, or, you know, whatever. Mine was happiness, just to be happy, because I feel like if you're happy, you don't really need that fast, fancy car, do you? No. Because if internally, you've already got it.
Yeah.
You don't need, so yeah, and so far it's working.
That is like living like the life of a monk, isn't it, almost? If you're happy inside, you don't need anything else, you know? That is the most important thing. And
but also with that happiness, having that happiness, if you can find it through meditation and not, like, you find it within, then you get to a stage where nothing externally affects your internal world.
Yeah.
So even if something does happen now in my life, it's very hard for me to get annoyed or angry. It's Thinking Like a Monk, really. There's a good book by Jay Shetty, Thinking Like a Monk. We read it, didn't we? Well, we listened to the audio
like
book.
a monk or something, isn't it?
It's called Thinking Like a Monk. Really good. Anyway, I listened to his audio book, and that was interesting. Going on about, you know, your internal world. It's difficult for anything to harm your internal world if you're strong and you meditate and, you know, you're happy.
You can choose. It could be something saying the worst possible thing to you or the nicest possible thing, but you can choose and vet that as it comes in. And, you know, anything bad that's said to you, you know,
you don't have to accept
it's
it.
how you interpret it. You know, you can allow that to do that, or you can not. And I think getting that stillness and that calm and understanding, you know, when bad things or someone says something that comes into your head, you know, be the observer. Be the observer. You know, just take a step back, breathe, and just think, you know, I can work through this. This is programming coming into my mind, or someone else said, it's up to me how I want this to affect me and how I can choose it will affect my body as well. Because, you know, when it starts manifesting things, bad things in your body, that's where illness and disease come from. You know, if you can manifest good things, bad things, you can always manifest good things as well. But yeah, I mean, it's like the law of attraction, isn't it? I think that when you are meditating, they say the best thing to manifest things is to, when you're in a zone, you manage to quieten your mind and you're observing your thoughts and you're just at a very quiet level now. The best thing is to feel that feeling of that you've already achieved what you want to achieve, because your brain cannot decipher the difference between imagination or reality. At the end of the day, your brain is encased inside of your skull. It's in the dark, you know. It relies on the 5 senses to feed it electrical information. And, you know, it's up to you how you want to interpret that. But the idea is, you know,
you can trick it.
Yeah.
And if you trick your mind to believe it, then you've already got it.
Yeah.
And you do. You manifest everything. Like,
yeah.
That's a way of doing it.
Scientifically proven that your brain cannot tell the difference between imagination and what is real. So if you're able to get your mind into that state, you know, it will start personifying your body as well, and you'll start vibrating on that level. Because at the end of the day, we are all electrical beings with magnetic fields. Sometimes they can extend up to 8 feet outside your body. And if you want to attract things in, you've got to be vibrating on that level already. So you've got to be feeling like you've already a success. You've got to be feeling like you've got $1 million in the bank, you know, or you've got that job, or you're this or that. And things, honestly, will start coming into you. There'll be synchronicities that start coming into your life. And I mean, a good way to think about it is like a tuning fork, you know? A tuning fork, you knock a tuning fork and it's vibrating at a certain frequency. You take another tuning fork, put it next to it that isn't vibrating, and it's called sympathetic resonance, which is what your body can do and have an effect on not only material things, but other people. That tuning fork's ringing. It's gonna start ringing this one out without even touching it. Sympathetic resonance, and that's what works in the law of attraction, they say. You know, which is why it's so important when you're deep in meditation, is to believe it, live it, get as detailed and visualize as much as you can, down to the smallest things, you know? But how do you find that? Do you do much visualization in your...
I mix it up, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I do, I mix it up. Some days it'll be like guided, some days I've got a new app, Headspace, using that a little bit. Sometimes it's just music, sometimes it's just silence, you know. I'm always looking for new kind of gurus and stuff on YouTube, and I think if you just mix it up, you know, find what works for you. Some things might not work, and there's a whole world of information out there, you know, to help us what we do, like meditating. Yeah. And it's endless, man. There's so many ways of doing it. I've really enjoyed finding new things, you know. I really enjoy finding new ways to connect. Yeah, it's very exciting. Every day is a new day. It's a new exciting day. You know, it's nice to wake up and be like, all right, cool. I'm awake. First thing I do is sit up, put something on, or not, or just sit there and just close my eyes and meditate straight away as soon as my alarm goes off.
That's a good bit of advice. Before you even get up and look at your phone, like you say, before you can let anything of these thoughts come into your head, you want to be as clear as possible. And the best time, like Dave said, is to meditate is in the morning, is straight away. As soon as you get up, even if you can just do 10 minutes, you know, everyone can make 10 minutes of their life. You just set your alarm 10 minutes earlier, you know. If you can get up and not look at your phone, all right, you might, if you're doing a guided meditation, you might need to click on something and get the guided meditation up. But that's it, you know. Don't go on social media. Don't start letting these thoughts and worries come into your head. Don't think about anything, because you want to be as clear as possible. But guided meditations are often probably like the best way, I'd say, to get into meditation, right? Would you say? Because
well, you do meditations, don't you?
We do guided meditation here.
Yeah, things they're for someone that's beginning. For me, that was how I started. Was guided, because you can really sort of relax, and the person will take you through, you know, until you get to a stage where you feel comfortable just relying on your breathing or space. You know, until you get to that stage, for a beginner, I would highly recommend listening to something what you do.
Definitely, yeah.
Guided.
It can take you down as well. Quite often, a lot of the meditations, we've got a series of meditations available on our YouTube, Spotify, also on the socials as well. But we've got stuff like binaural beats and solfeggio frequencies as well, which can help induce the brain, you know. Probably many of you are aware already, but binaural beats works by putting 2 different clicks at different speeds in your ear. So that will be going on just subliminally, or just about so you can hear it below the meditation, and it can incite the brain into one of, you know, you've got 5 brainwave states, you know, alpha, beta, delta, beta, and gamma, and some, you know, delta, for example, is it's like the electrical activity the brain displays when it is in like a meditative state or a sleepy state. So yeah, just by doing these clicks in the ear, your brain tries to get a bit of harmony between them. It makes a loop, and by making that loop, it usually creates some sort of harmony across both sides of your brain. It gets you into that level where you are just opened up for suggestions, and affirmations are fantastic in that sense. But of course, meditation is just the one part. You can get up in the morning, do a 10-minute meditation, doing a manifestation, you can be there, you can be doing everything, and then you can go about your day and forget about it and do all the wrong things. But of course, it's hard work as well.
Yeah,
it's discipline, right?
There's a few different hard bits. One of them, a lot of people say, "Oh, I haven't got the time to meditate." All right, you know, that's an excuse. Yeah, everyone's got the time.
Everyone's got the time.
Because you could just sleep for 10, 15 minutes less.
Yeah.
You know, everyone can do that. And the other one is being aware during the day. Trying to be conscious during the day is another pretty important thing to do. Trying to be aware, keep awareness, you know.
Yeah.
So
to do that is difficult.
That is very difficult.
Just like meditation, when you might think, oh, I've got there, you know, a few minutes in, you've got a bit of silence in your brain and a thought will come in, but it's the same thing during the day. Become the observer, witness that thought coming in, understand, you know, like almost look at it as like a parent and a child sort of situation. It's the ego coming in, trying to feed these, trying to get you into that brain state that you always are in, that's so familiar, like, oh, you can't do that, you're not worth it. Notice it, understand it. Look at yourself as the parent. This is the child telling you things. It wants to get its way. You know, it's the ego.
But also, when you do catch yourself doing that, praise yourself. Okay, caught myself doing that, and now I'm going to focus again.
Yeah.
And you start to praise yourself, and it really, really helps. That's another thing I learned from Joe Dispenza.
There you go.
Is staying alert, and then when the ego kicks in and you realise it, you praise yourself. You say, okay, cool. Thanks for noticing. Let it go and continue being aware.
Yeah, being aware all the time. And remember, reminding yourself of your goals as well. You know, you can stick something up inside your cabinet mirror in the bathroom or your list of goals. The more you're thinking about it, the more you're imagining and visualising yourself in those positions of success or whatever it is you're trying to get, the better chance you'll have of actually attaining it. And then, of course, you've got to start working on it and thinking, how can I do this? The steps to take. And I know that you've got a great routine, especially in the mornings. You get up really early, right?
4:15 every day. Well,
days off?
6 o'clock on a Saturday.
Okay, that's a lay-in for Dave.
And a Sunday, Sunday depends, mate. To be honest, yeah, I think no. Sunday's usually no alarm.
Yeah,
no alarm usually. But you never know. I like to keep. I don't have any strict. No, nothing strict. I keep Sundays open. I might be going for a run on a Sunday. So this Sunday, for example, I'm going for a run at 6:30 in the morning, which is an hour's drive away. So I've got to get up at 5 to get ready to get out. So, you know, but for having discipline, routine is pretty important. For me, it's very important. Good sleep, healthy diet, discipline, making your bed, first thing. No, meditation. Then making your bed.
When you make your bed. You can be in bed when you meditate.
Yeah, making your bed. Sitting in your bed, meditating, making it at the same time.
Yeah. Obviously, like, no one likes the word discipline. Well, some people might. But like, it's more about doing the things you don't want to do and getting your brain used to that. Like, you do cold showers as well.
Freezing. Yeah, as cold as possible.
Or freezing cold ice baths.
Ice baths are one.
You did one of those recently, right?
If you get some ice and if you've got a bath, then do that. You could do that once a week. You know what I mean? Everyone could do that once a week. Buy one bag of ice, fill your bath up with cold water, put one bag of ice in.
Yeah.
If you've got a bath.
If you've got a bath. If not, a shower's just as good. I try and do it.
The shower's good. The shower's fantastic. I do it every day. But you could definitely, if you've got the time, once a week, do the ice bath.
I think it's a brilliant practice myself. I do it every time I have a shower. I do a cold shower after. You can get in warm and then, you know, do 2 minutes at the end. But not only is it good for you physiologically, I'm saying that right, but physically it's great for your body. Great for the mind, it's great for the muscles as well, it tenses them up. But you're getting used to, like, the fact that what we were saying, you know, it's how you interpret and take things into the mind. So someone could say something bad to you, or you could think of something bad, but it's how you take that in. You're doing the same with the water. Your body's going, oh, get out of here. Your mind is going into shock and thinking, you need to get away from this cold water, but you're breathing through it and you're thinking, I don't.
Tell yourself you're safe.
Yeah, tell yourself you're safe. Breathe very slowly. The breathing really, really does help. I can tell you that now. And you'll realise, hold on, you look at, you know, look at the timer or whatever you're trying to do. I've already been here in a minute and a half.
Yeah.
You know, like that.
I think.
and you're away, aren't you?
Yeah.
Like you think, oh my God, I didn't realise I've been doing it for this long. You can do it. It's about how you deal with that at the time, and your brain will be able to get used to dealing with negative situations, but turning it into a positive, which is the most important thing.
Yeah, with the breathing in the ice bath, there's only one guy for me. That's Wim Hof.
Good old
If anyone, I mean, a lot of people know who he is now because he's done TV shows and everything.
Yeah.
You know, but he's the go-to man for the breathing. That's how I got into the breathing exercises in the ice, was through him.
Yeah.
So I mean, obviously a lot of people do it now, but I think he's one of the guys to watch. He gives good advice and
the Iceman.
Demonstrations on how to do everything. So yeah, if you want to get into that, Wim Hof's the guy.
Wim Hof, great guy. He did something on BBC recently. I can't remember the name of the show. Was it BBC or ITV? But yeah, all about the ice and your breath as well. And it's a great thing. It's a great thing, like just for your body as well. And of course for manifestation, because you can. This is all the stepping stones you need to take and to help you with these disciplines. All these little things are going to help you.
It's all part of the puzzle.
Part of the puzzle.
It all matches up. It all starts matching up.
One big puzzle. And honestly, when you're getting, if you're really trying to turn your life around, you're trying to make big changes, like it's going to be difficult. Like you've got to understand, if you're trying to give something up, if you're addicted to something or whatever, like it will be hard. It's not going to be easy. You're never going to want to give up, and it's never going to be a good time. Like we're living proof. It could be ours.
Yeah, man.
At the time, very difficult.
I think you have to praise yourself a lot when you do the right things. You know, we have to look after ourselves, and like you say, with a parent and a child.
Yeah.
You know, when we fall out of line now and again. Everyone does. But you take note of it, and when you do something good, you praise yourself. And
it couldn't be good without either. Or
it's the yin and the yang.
Yeah, yin and yang. You know, it's a natural. It's a swing of the pendulum. You know, these things have to exist for goodness to exist, and it's more about a balance. If you're striving to be too perfect, that's when it gets unattainable.
Yeah.
And you'll start thinking, I'm slipping off the bandwagon here. I'm not achieving this, and this by this certain date. But you've got to allow for mistakes, and you've got to praise them, and you've got to observe them and think this is part of the process. Most people often come out of the worst situations in their life, and they'll turn their life around. But you wouldn't have been able to do that if you were unless you were that low in the first place. There's that room for pure progression and change, don't you think?
Yeah, man. You know, it's like take it easy though. Don't rush anything. Yeah. Because everyone changes it. You might feel the change. That's probably why you're watching this. You might feel like a change, but my three things are discipline, consistency, and time. You know, that's my three things.
That's your phrase now.
That's my phrase.
You've coined that, right?
I've got discipline, consistency, and time. Because don't try and do everything at once. Because if you fail, it's very hard to get back. You know, you're better off to try and just do little things and let them build up. Yeah. And then once it all starts to, little pieces of the puzzle. Get one piece of the puzzle, start off, another piece. Next thing you know, you start to make some mosaic.
Yeah, that's it. Some masterpiece.
Yeah.
Which is your life.
Exactly.
We hope.
Yeah.
So I guess that is the most important thing. If we're giving the advice for someone who wants to change their life right now, it's just don't beat yourself up, because if you don't observe that and thank yourself for noticing, this little bad habit crept in again, or in meditation, this bad thought came in, you are just going to put yourself on a downer, and that's when the negative self-talk can really build and it can intensify, and before you know it, you're back into that cycle again. But it's a journey. It really, really is a journey, and we're hoping that over this next few months with the shows that we've got, we can really give you some tools and techniques that you can help in your own life, in your own challenges ahead to change your life. But what we're going to do now, we're just going to take a very short break, and afterwards we're going to come back. We're going to do a live meditation for about 25 minutes, half an hour, and it's all about manifestation. So it's one that you can stay awake to as well. So be sure to stay tuned. A few minutes break, then we're going to go into that. So, yeah, thanks for listening for the time being, and we'll be back in a minute. Namaste.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys. Hello and welcome back. So, I'm going to do a meditation now. This is called Manifest Your Ultimate Potential. And you can find this on our socials, pre-recorded version, and on Spotify as well, it's available. So just have a listen, see what you think. You can write some comments, like it if you enjoy it as well. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it. So this meditation is designed to help you to reach your ultimate potential and to embody the vision of your future. There is an abundance of possibility and power lying dormant inside of you, waiting for you to tap into. So when you become aware of negative thought patterns and break away from limiting self-belief systems, you will be able to start forging new positive pathways in your brain and manifesting that future that you truly, truly desire. So in a moment, the meditation will begin. So firstly, I'd like you to make sure that you're sitting upright with your back straight on a chair or in a sofa, somewhere comfortable. Try to avoid lying down, as you may find yourself falling asleep. And for this kind of thing, manifestation, you want to try and be as conscious as possible, okay? So, I'd like you to focus and concentrate on finding your center. Try and think about this area here, around your chest, your heart. Clear your head of any thoughts and remind yourself of what it is that you wish to achieve in your life, as this is your intention. If you find your mind wandering, just acknowledge those thoughts without judgment and thank yourself for noticing them. So now, I'd like you to pay close attention to your breathing. Take a deep breath in through your nose, pushing out your stomach as you do so. Count to 3 on the top of each breath and exhale through your mouth. Count to 5 as you exhale. Notice how the air gently brushes past the tip of your nose as you breathe in. And feel your stomach naturally retracting as you exhale. You are becoming more and more relaxed with every breath that you take, clearing your mind of any thoughts and relaxing every muscle in your body. Focus your thoughts now. Center yourself. And notice how your body feels. Feel the sensations in your fingertips, your toes, the tops of your shoulders, and the base of your spine. Become aware of these areas and conscious of your body's sensitivity. Notice the space around your head, above, below, and to the sides of your body. Imagine now you're surrounded by a ball of energy, like a sphere. is warm and bright. Your consciousness feels this ball and is receptive to all that is inside and out. Visualize this energy expanding outwards in all directions, as far as you can see. Focus your awareness, feel the space around you. Expanding your consciousness as far out as you can. Try and hold this state of awareness for a moment. And every time you feel your mind wandering, just notice that thought. Redirect your focus back to expanding your awareness. Now, I'd like you to picture yourself walking along a beautiful beach, preferably one that you already know, you're familiar with. Project yourself and your consciousness there, and allow your senses to get carried away in the experience. Be as visual as you can. Feel the sand as it melts in between your toes with every step that you take. It's nighttime now at the beach, and the sky is clear and calm. You can see thousands and thousands of stars, which neither blink nor flash. They just float silently in a lucid sea of eternal white and eternal black. The full moon is bright and surrounded by an ethereal glow. It's so large and so close that you can see all of the craters that litter its surface. The sea reflects the moon's cool, silvery glare. It melts into the waves. Your attention turns to the sound of the ocean waves, which roar as they crash into the rocks, breaking the shore. I'd now like you to imagine that you're standing at the edge of the ocean, facing out towards the sea. Now take a moment to concentrate on the dream that you wish to manifest into reality. What is it that you truly desire? Who do you want to become? And what habits do you want to leave behind? It is you who ultimately decides what you do with your life. open your heart and tell yourself now that it's time to say goodbye to your old self and that old programming, because you no longer feel limited by it anymore. From now on, you only produce positive thoughts, make positive actions that will produce positive emotions. And no longer will you suffer the trap of the negative thought cycle. Whenever you catch yourself thinking limiting thoughts, just remind yourself of who you no longer want to be. Recognize the thoughts and behaviors that are stopping you from reaching your goals. You no longer associate with these thoughts. You will learn to spot these emotional triggers before they can affect your mood. This will be crucial to your success. And no longer will you embrace these old ways, because failure is only reserved for your old self now, who you are ultimately leaving behind. Become the observer of negativity and resistance. And think of it as a victory every time your mind becomes aware. Your new self can move on and redirect its focus onto what it really wants to achieve. So every time you do this, you are strengthening the embodiment of your future and taking a step forward to becoming a new you. This is a clean slate where you are ready and present to take on any challenge with a mindset that is unlimited in what you can achieve. Now I'd like you to remind yourself of who you want to become. What choices, behaviors, and experiences do you need to endorse to get there? Your familiar new self is one that embodies your new future all of the time. It doesn't allow negatives to get in the way or to convince you that you're not good enough. Because it's only concerned with concentrating on which path you'll take to get to where you want to be. So send out a message to the universe. I am receiving. And inside of your hands, I want you to imagine with specific detail exactly what you want to manifest into your life. Pull your mind, your heart, and your being receptive mode. And see your dream in your hands as an objective reality. Be as visual as you can and notice all of the small things that come with your achievement. How do you feel now that you've accomplished all that you wanted to do? Really embody that feeling, those emotions, because this is who you are now. Keep your heart open to all of the possibilities that this new future brings. Let your body respond to your mind and your emotions. Imagine that you're an antenna high up on a mountain that can send and receive signals and frequencies. If you haven't already done so, I'd like you to picture yourself in this vision, looking from an outside perspective. Notice how happy you are, radiant and positive. And now, if you can, place that image up onto the surface of the moon, above the sea. See it glowing in the sky, radiating like a ball of energy. This is your vision, up there on the moon's surface. Keep those emotions that come with your success running strong now. As you look at your vision, imprinted onto the moon, feel it as an internal representation. Let your thoughts become the experience and convince your mind and your body that this is how reality should feel. Allow the emotions inside of you to teach your body how the future feels today. As you do this, I'd like you to pick up the rope that's sitting next to you on the sand, next to your feet. Just imagine a rope just down there. Pick it up and throw a lasso at the moon. You're going to catch the moon. Pull the rope tight. Start reeling it in towards you. As you do so, you're pulling your vision of the future, embodied in the moon, closer and closer. Move your body into alignment with the positive frequency of your vision. Attract it with your influence. When it is closer, I want you to hold the moon in your hands. Let your vision just float there, glowing brightly. Feel the warmth touching your skin. Create a loving connection with your concentrate on the center of your chest. Bring your awareness there. Breathe that feeling, that loving connection through the center of your chest. And breathe it back out from your chest. You're breathing in and out from your chest. Align yourself with this loving frequency. That you can feel with the light and build a connection with it. As you feel that connection growing, open your hands and face them upwards, making a gesture to receive. Stay with that feeling of success, achievement, triumph for as long as you can. Try and stay with this from now on in your everyday life. Attract all of those good things into your world, your new positive vibration. Your new self will make better choices going forward and will not react to old negative stimulation. For every day that you practice becoming mindful of this, you will only grow stronger. Right now, you are priming your mind and body into a future that is perfect for you. Training it now to take the right steps and make the right choices all of the time. Here, now, is where you need to be, living in alignment with your vision. Allow this new process of thought to influence what you do now, so that you can start building a better future. Your energy is so powerful. So why invest it in negative thoughts, experiences and emotions? Instead, invest that energy into your future, your dream, your vision. Now lastly, I'd like you to become aware of your heart and the space around it again. Place your hand over the center of your chest and feel its connection with the energy inside of you. Once again, I want you to imagine that you're breathing in and out through your heart. And as you do so, you feel the feeling of gratitude and love for your dream vision. Thank the universe for its wonderful gift. And thank yourself for recognizing the possibilities that you can really, truly achieve. You put your mind and your heart to anything. You can now bring your awareness back to the space around you. Slowly open your eyes to your new environment. the new you. I'd like to thank you for listening. Keep embodying that feeling of success and making the right choices here and now. Thank you. Namaste. So I hope you enjoyed this show and the interview with Dave. We're going to be back in about 2 weeks' time on Thursday at the same time, and hopefully we'll start doing this once a week. It'll be a brand new theme, something completely different. And I hope to get a hypnotherapist on here speaking to us potentially about techniques that you can help yourself, and meditation of course as well. But for now, thank you for inner preservation. If you like this, please like, subscribe to whatever platform you're viewing this through, and make some comments. And next time maybe you want to get involved, and feel free to ask questions, because we can do this here. Any questions you want to ask, just get them through. But for now, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it, and yeah, have a good night.